Let's talk about the annotation and chat features. Please notice that I'm on a student portal right now to show you this portion of it. So the annotation tools, how do they work? So in formative assessments or in the CRPs, they can go ahead and access them. Remember, it always goes to full screen mode, but you do not have to use full screen. They can just exit out of that. So in order for me to use my annotation tool, as I'm reading my different sources or my resources, my documents, or the context page or the background knowledge, as I'm reading through them, I know that I need to write an essay to address this prompt. So what I can do is, as I'm reading as a student, if I see something that's going to be helpful for my essay or that I can cite as a source, I can just simply highlight it and it'll give me a few options. So this box here says comment here, and then I can either save it as a note, I can copy the selection and just to directly paste it, or I can send it as a chat to my teacher. So the first one is quite simple, copy the selection. So I'm going to copy it. Notice nothing changes here, but I have copied that. And then if I go to my essay, I can then, I've already done it here, that's okay. I can then directly paste what I just copied here. It doesn't get saved anywhere, but if the students are using their documents in order to support their answers in their responses to the CRP prompts or the formative assessments, then you can use that. Another way to use this feature for annotation is to actually highlight and keep things as notes. So if I know that I'm going to use document A and this portion of it, what I just highlighted, I can leave myself a note as a student. Use this for evidence, text evidence, for paragraph 2. Let's say I already know where it's going to go. So I left myself a note, and if I click save, you'll notice that it turns orange, and now it is part of my notes. So if I know that I'm going to use that for paragraph 2, or if there are any other notes, then they'll show up right here. As I'm writing my essay, and if I need to refer back to my notes, I can see here that there are different icons that shows me how many highlights I have on that particular document. If I go to my notes, then I can see if I'm writing paragraph 2 that I can use this portion or this quote from the document in order to help support my answer. The last way we can use this is through a chat feature. If I highlight, let me go back. If I highlight this portion, my options come back, but instead of a comment, if I have a question, I don't know what this means, can you explain this to me? So if I send this as a chat, if I click send as a chat, then save, this will automatically become part of my chat. This goes to my teacher. I will show you from the teacher side. Then the teacher can respond to the student and it would show up on their side of the portal or their side. Then you can chat back and forth. This is good for students who are absent for long periods of time, or if they're working on something over the weekend, or for homework or whatever fits your learning environment. That's what that looks like. So a quick thing to note here is that orange means it's just in my notes, so it's not a chat. It's not going to go to the teacher. And then the yellow means that it is part of my chat and that has been sent to my teacher. Let me show you from the teacher side. Now I'm logged on as a teacher. I can see all my classes here in my overview page. If I go here to the notification center or the bell icon, if I click on that, I can see that I have some messages that have been read and unread. This is the one that I just received from my student. If I click on that, it'll send me directly to where their comment or question came from. And then I can see that this has been highlighted on their end. Notice that the orange one isn't here because the student highlighted that for their own notes, not to communicate with the teacher. This one is highlighted. So if I go here to the chat feature, I can see that there's a couple of questions here. So I don't know what this means. Can you explain it to me? Come see me during small group instruction and I can explain. So if I go ahead and send that, the student will get a notification on their end to come see me during this portion of our class period. And that's how the annotation and chat features work for both the teachers and the students.